Hello my chemical consumers and chemical enjoyers, and welcome to... Welcome to the world of Ultra Kill, baby, a game so crammed with features it will instantly put you into a state of overstimulation. But if you can actually push through the outer layer of pure brain rot, you can actually kinda, sorta, find a game. Honestly, I don't even know what the hell I'm looking at. But Yummy, does the game have cool movement mechanics? But Yummy, does the game have a soundtrack that makes you want to modify a bulldozer and destroy a town hall? But Yummy! Yes, it has cool movement mechanics, a soundtrack that makes you borderline homicidal, and an arsenal of guns that would put Ezra Miller's to shame. With a plethora of enemies to use them on, and some of the goofiest level designs, which I can only compare to the nightmare that is Cruelty Squad. What I'm trying to say is this is the most Gen Z boomer shooter ever crafted, and I'm gonna guide you through it by gaslighting you and sanding down that brain of yours to make it perfectly smooth. Also, this is the first ever video I've made like this, so if you guys want to see more, then make sure to comment. This is all dismissible in court, but in 2008 I hit a homeless man with a car, and I've been keeping him as a pet in my house ever since. Also, the video went kind of hard. Do more. So comment that in full if you want to see more, and let's just get into the... This soundtrack goes insanely hard, almost as hard as I get when that one skunk from over the hedge comes on. Ugh. But seriously, I would say a lot of the music in this game can compare to even the likes of Doom music. I mean, just take a listen to this shit. Tell me that doesn't make you want to go slightly above the speed limit. But Yummy, I don't like that. Shut the fuck up and listen! If you're telling me that doesn't make your toes curl, your head tip back, then you're lying to yourself, which isn't right, and not a healthy way of living. So if you have thoughts like this, then seek help, or just suppress all emotion and play Ultra Kill. The choice is yours. The soundtrack to this game is the perfect complement to the gameplay. I mean, every song feels perfectly made for every level, and gets you just ready for the onslaught to come. Speaking of, this game has everything a masochist needs to take on heaven and hell. From shit that explodes, to shit that vaporizes, to a gun that's whole thing is just shooting spare change. There are so many guns and weapons to talk about, I decided to recruit a little bit of help from the most American man that I know.
Testing. Making his premiere on the channel, with his pleasant demeanor and perfect smile. Hopefully he will stick around for a while. Welcome to the show, Combo. And please, take it away.
Yo, I'm Combo, and I know a thing or two about guns. At least that's what my parole officer says. Ultra Kill's guns, on paper, are a little bit different than the ones that we have over here in the States. They do share some traits, so let's just go through them. Yeah, this is Grandpappy's pistol. This is the one that he keeps in his boot. His little 38 special that he says kept him through World War II, even though he was never enlisted, so we know he's lying. Decent damage, you know, has a charge-up shot, nothing special. Yummy gave me a quote. This is what he has to say about it. That it's the biggest piece of dog shit gun in the game, and that if he misses one more bullet, he's gonna invade Poland.
Hey guys, editing me here. Just want to say my opinion on the gun has changed. Please don't bomb my house. Thanks.
I'm not sure if he's okay after playing this game and using that gun, but we're gonna assume that he is. We'll just go with that. Now the sharpshooter variant, this is probably one of the best guns in the game. I mean, just look at the animation. Oh my goodness. And it ricochets bullets. It's like putting Columbine on easy mode. It could be compared to like a Judge per se, if it was made out of like Slurpee machine parts from your local 7-Eleven. You can deflect your own shells into the enemies, and it has charge-up ability. It's just an explosion, nothing special, you know, the usual stuff. You charge it up, it booms. That's just what it does. Now the pump charge shotty is actually really similar, apart from the fact that the quarter shotgun, you can launch an explosive across the map, and this one's special will just kill you if you don't immediately dodge out of the way, and that's kind of it. There's a lot of things these guns can be compared to if you don't instantly recognize that they're the trench shotgun that the Germans wanted to make a war crime. The nail gun, that's what it is. It shoots nails. There's a couple variants to that. There's the attractor variant. This thing, you just kind of shoot the nails, and then its special ability is to shoot a nail magnet that attracts all the nails to it. But other than that, it functions in the same way as every other Wolfenstein chain gun copy does, but it shoots nails, so it's cooler. If you have a TikTok brain and wish your nail gun shot faster and wish you could maintain a healthy relationship with your parents, well, this can't help with the last part, but it does shoot quicker and is guaranteed to liquefy almost any demon you come across. And you can buy it for the low price of all of your dignity. Not some, but all. And then the only thing this gun can be compared to is your typical Z71 Silverado 1500, you know, all reliable. All right, so the railguns are next. And this video is already pretty long. Yummy's had a gun to my head for the past 5 minutes, making me voice act for him, and that's felt like a long time. I'm just hoping I'm safe. I'm just gonna blast through it. And the electric variant, it does as marketed. Shoots a powerful beam and goes through enemies. Simple enough. The screwdriver variant, it shoots a drill into the enemy, causing them to bleed, doing damage over time. Simple stuff. We've seen this before. We've been playing video games for 20 years. Let's get real. The malicious variant makes a big boom. Yep, that's it. What's the real life railgun, I hear you ask? Dude, I just compared a nail gun to a truck. Who the fuck do you think I am? These guns are like, it's like driving a tank to your kid's birthday party. You know, overkill as fuck, okay? Typical rockets, you shoot it, boom. The coolest thing about these rockets is kind of like the movement abilities that come with it. So with the freeze frame, you're able to kind of freeze your rocket in place. So whenever you expect something to be there later, well, it's like setting a mine in the air. Let's get real. Now you can live out your Blackbeard pirate fantasy with the SRS. This thing shoots cannonballs, and you can charge them and make them go farther. Yep, that's it. You gotta shoot overseas to the pirate ship on the other side of the fucking planet, and you can hit it. Yummy said he couldn't come up with anything, so he just told me to put an interesting fact about something. So, did you know that that ducks' feet don't have any nerves in them? Yeah, we don't win wars with facts. We win wars with guns. So that's all. It's been me. You know, you can call me Combo. You can call me X2. Just don't call me Carson. I'm sick of this. I'm leaving. Here you go, Yummy.
Thank you, Combo. Always a pleasure. Oh yeah, and make sure to go and check him out on YouTube and Twitch. Now, there are a few things in the game that fall under the category of weapons, but they aren't guns exactly. They're the most dangerous weapon of all. These hands. And there are 3 different versions, so you can actually pick which colour is going to beat your ass. You've got the standard blue arm. You know, this is you start the game with this. It's decent. It can deflect shit, punch stuff. It does okay damage. It's the standard tugger. You know, it's nothing special. Now we got the red arm. You see, this is for those, you know, those freaks in the back. They're like a little side of pain with that pleasure. So the red arm packs a much stronger punch at the cost of speed, as it punches much slower. It also can it shoots out like a blast of air. I don't really understand it. I never used it at all, but it does that if you know you're in the market for that, I guess. Then we have the green arm. Now this is just Scorpion's abilities, you know, the standard. You can pull yourself to enemies, you can pull enemies to you. However, you can also use it to traverse around the map as well. However, you're going to need a place to use all these weapons, and something to use them on, which leads us to the design of each level in this game is what makes it so unique. Like, in what other game can you go from fighting sand corpses next to the Great Pyramids, Big Ben, and the Eiffel Tower, and then like a second later be fighting a Lovecraftian horror after sinking the Titanic? My point being that the design of these levels always keeps you on your toes, with every layer of hell and heaven you go into having a different theme, almost like that one show. As well as the different layouts of enemies in each level, keeping you always on your toes. I mean, take Slaves to Power, for example, which has a very open map design, so enemies are naturally much more spread out, and it includes more enemies with projectiles, making you either use longer range weapons or attempt to get closer. While in the Ship of Fools, it's more compact, meaning that the game throws a lot more in-your-face enemies at you. And yes, I know it's a simple concept, but it makes a world of difference in the enjoyment you get from the game. But enough about enemy placement and the designs that makes these levels so special. Let's talk about some boss sex robots. What was that? Let's just talk about some of the boss fights. Okay, I'll talk about it. I know that's the only reason you're here anyway. Okay, so throughout the game, there's secrets scattered around, but in every chapter, there is typically some form of secret level. Some have bosses, some have random little goofy activities for you to do. However, there is one level that this whole deranged fan base has grabbed and stuck their little grubby claws into. This level is also the ground zero for one of the biggest complaints of the whole game. That's right. The biggest complaint about this game is that you can't fuck this robot. Which, unfortunately, I can't even blame them for. I mean, yeah! Please sit on me, please. Does she go on a 20-page rant about how life is meaningless and nothing you do matters because it will all end the exact same way? Sure, but we can look past that. I mean, they said not to stick your dick in crazy. They didn't say anything about carbon fiber. Okay, now that I've got that out of the way, all the thirsty motherfuckers can leave, and we can actually get back to the boss fights, which, next to the music, I think is my favorite part about this game. I mean, they always just have the most perfect, over-the-top way of introducing themselves. I mean, this guy rips the ceiling off like he's playing a fucked up game of Sims, and this is straight up just a cow on steroids and PCP. And this, I don't even want to know what this is. However, the one thing that is similar with every single one of these bosses, despite the over-the-top entrances, every aspect of the arena is interesting, the music is always wild, and the fight itself is always hard but enjoyable. Like, I died 50 times to Gabriel, but I had fun while doing it. Speaking of, the second Gabriel fight in this game is by far my favourite boss fight. It just perfects everything I've just mentioned. And plus, who doesn't love punching a literal archangel into having an existential crisis? But, Yummy, I hear you say, how does one move around in these levels in an enjoyable yet stylish fashion? Well, I'm glad you asked, you lump of thorium, because now we get to talk about...
Now, I can hardly move in real life, let alone in this game, so I decided to kidnap a professional mover. He's finally returning to the channel. He's purple. He is wanted for financial crimes he supposedly didn't commit. He's the one. He is the only. Kagyuu! And with that said, take it away, Kagyuu.
Hey, I'm Kagyuu, and as a professional mover, I can confirm that Ultra Kill has some of the movements of all time. I mean, from sliding, to jumping, to ending the human race with a thermonuclear warhead just because you wanted to get across the map a little quicker. Ultra Kill truly has it all, but I'm just gonna be talking about 5 tricks to stop this video from being 2 hours long and make sure that Yummy doesn't lose his shit. Bunny hopping. It's kinda like CSGO bee hopping, but the 70% off discount version you'd find at the back of a Walmart. The trick is simple. All you have to do is jump right as you hit the ground. You'll carry over any momentum from any previous trick, explosion, slide, dash, whatever. However, it's not a lot, and the next trick is preferred over traditional bee hopping. Have you ever wanted to roleplay as a Gmod Nextbot? Well, have I got some good news for you. Slide jump chaining is extremely similar to bunny hopping with only a slight difference. For this trick, all you have to do is slide and jump slightly after. The best part is that you can repeat this forever or until your fingers explode. The biggest advantage of slide jumping is that you'll build up speed over time and regenerate stamina, as no dashing is required. Have you ever wanted to live out your NBA fantasies, but have been doomed since day one because of a bad spawn? Well, have I got the move for you. All you have to do is jump against any wall so that you slide down it, and then initiate a ground slam and immediately jump after. You'll know you've done it right if you bounce back into the air and have the yellow action lines following you. If you jump as soon as you hit the ground, you'll go soaring into the sky. However, the stored slam is lost upon touching the floor whether you jump or not, so there's no point in trying to hold on to it. Either jump right away, or you'll have to store another slam. But I don't want to be in the NBA. I want to tackle people like in soccer, I hear you say. Well, first off, fuck you. Second, I have some good news. Rather than jumping after a slam store, you can slide jump to transfer the vertical momentum of a slam store into unbridled horizontal speed. As a bonus tip, If you slide and jump on the exact same frame, you'll perform what's called a dive. If you dive after storing a slam, you'll perform a world record-worthy long jump. Do you need to travel quickly? Do you wish there was an easier way? Well, do I have news for you. Just drop this pipe bomb by your feet and you'll be at your destination in no time. Here's how you do it. Switch to your blue shotgun and fire your core into the ground to propel yourself in the opposite direction. For even greater speed, you can instead fire your core into the air and shoot it with any hit scan weapon like the pistol or rail cannon. If you use your malicious rail cannon to blast the core and hit yourself with both explosions, you can achieve the fastest horizontal speed possible in the game. Well, that's all folks. I've been Kagyuu, and thanks for listening to me ramble on about obscure game mechanics. If you're into that kind of thing, come check me out over on YouTube and Twitch.
Thank you, Kagyuu. And now we can actually move directly into the end. For now anyway. You see, the game still hasn't fully dropped. Yeah, yeah, that's right. Everything I've just talked about is still in early access. So when the game fully drops, I'll be making a part 2 to this video where I go through all of the lore, the new weapons, the new enemies, and bosses, and it'll probably be less messy than this video because a lot of this was written during like demon hours, so quite a bit of this is jumbled and not very well organized. But like I said at the start, this is my first time doing a video like this, so when I do another one of these on one of these games, I'll probably do a vote or something. It'll be a lot more refined, as hopefully I can use this video to learn and make these guide, essay, review. Jesus, what the fuck is this video even about? Is this what existential dread feels like? Oh my god. Oh yeah, and this game is good, and you should go and buy it. It gets a 8.2 nuclear meltdowns, and that's all from me, folks. Night night.